I want to do whatever it takes.
So here's the question this morning as we move on from one quarterback who's in the prime of his career to one who's closer to the end. Simply put, what are 2 Lombardi trophies worth to you? To an organization that has 6 of them. Keyshawn, G. Will, and Zubin, presented by J. Will and Zubin.
G. Will, what's up, man?
Presented by Progressive Insurance, all of our guests on the Goodyear Hotline. So simply put, one of the greatest quarterbacks in franchise history and one of the legacy franchises in the NFL. He's brought you 1/3 of your Lombardis. What's it worth? Ben Roethlisberger's cap hit next year, $41.2 million. Even if we weren't in the coronavirus pandemic, that would be untenable considering he's been in the league now 17 years, cried after the playoff loss to the Browns, and clearly has shown some slippage. But we are in the coronavirus pandemic, and as a result, the salary cap is going to drop because league revenue has dropped like a stone because nobody's showing up at games. In other words, we can't pay you $41.2. We're hemorrhaging money. Art Rooney II, the Steelers owner, knows this might be the toughest negotiation his family has ever had.
Ben wants to come back. We've left that door open. We've been, I think, upfront with Ben and letting him know that, we couldn't have him back under the current contract. I think he understands we have some work to do there. It takes 2 to figure that out. And, whether we can agree with what he wants or vice versa, we'll just have to see. This will probably be the most difficult salary cap challenge that we've had in a long time, maybe ever, and it's going to be a busy offseason, that's for sure.
Either you take what we're offering or take your act on the road. That's essentially what he's saying.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can splice that 29 seconds down into take it or leave it.
But that's kind of what it's going to be. It's kind of what it's going to be.
But if I'm Big Ben Key, I'm cool. I mean, he's already came out and said that whatever you guys want to pay me, we'll figure it out. I've made over $250 million in my 17-year career here. I want to finish my career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes. So in order to get there, we have, if not the best defense in the league, let me come back during a regular year next year and give me one more shot at it. If we don't do it, then let me ride off in the sunset. Let's do it that way.
Absolutely, Zubin. That is correct. But from an ownership standpoint, they've got to also address the issue and put it out there. So when they don't come to an agreement or go in another direction because something may become available that makes more sense for them, that they're not alienating their fan base and Ben's fan base, so they could say, you know what, we tried to get a deal done, it just didn't happen, even though Ben's already said he's willing to take a reduced pay cut, so to speak. The $41 million is a cap number. It's not a cash value number. So there's a huge difference between cash and cap.
Indeed. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Let's just get to 2 quick points. Number one, the first thing I think that percolates into anybody's mind, especially if I'm a Steeler fan and I'm hearing this, and Key saying, closer to the end. Here we go, double barrel. Sorry to do it. A, are they in play for Deshaun? And B, you take Ben out. I think we saw last year, the Steelers are not in a good place at the quarterback position after Ben. Granted, almost made the playoffs.
Hodges and
Mason Rudolph.
Obviously,
they can draft a quarterback, which is what they did with Ben, and obviously it would prove to be fruitful.
And they already picked up Haskins as well.
Dwayne Haskins. But that's more of a futures, and you just don't really know what that's going to turn into. So, A, in play for Deshaun, and B, what does it mean at the quarterback situation for a team that's had so much stability there?
Can you be in play for Deshaun? You can be.
Really?
But you can. But what is... See, in the end, we all, with this Deshaun stuff, are saying what it's going to cost to get Deshaun based on the past history of trades and what was given for Jalen Ramsey or what was given for Khalil Mack or some of the other notable, double first-round pick trades that was made. We don't know what's going to happen in the Houston situation. Now that the quarterback has said, I'm out, now the next piece that falls is, what is Houston looking for? Is it, let's do business? I can give you this first-round pick. But in football, much like in basketball, though, Jay, sometimes a first-round pick isn't as valuable, and it sounds crazy, as a second-round pick. That's why a lot of the times people will trade out of the first round into the second round to pick up multiple second-round picks because they become value. And that value, they can get the guys to build a roster that turn into amazing players in the second and third round. And so I know we jump for joy on first round. But if you package things up the right way, they can get what they're looking for Deshaun if it's packaged the right way.
So what would you, in your opinion, Key, since you proposed this, can I and should I are two different things. I feel, I can do a lot of things in my life. Should I do them? Probably not. So my thing is, with where Ben Roethlisberger is at this stage of his career, considering, look, lack of running game, I understand long-term investment. Why are you laughing, man? I know you're about to say something still.
No, somebody said something that was mean in my ear.
Is it Evan again? Evan's
Yes,
always the one. Evan, you're a mean person because I know you're going to the motorcycle reference. Damn it,
Evan said something about something that has two wheels on it.
Jesus. I'm riding trucks now, Key. Stop it.
He said it, not me. I just started laughing.
No,
what did you say, Evan?
You said that there are things you could do in life, but should I do it? And I said, yeah, like get on a motorcycle.
Jeez, he's getting way too comfortable, Key. He's getting way too comfortable. I don't like it. I don't even know what the hell my point is now, Zubin. These are the things that happen.
You can and should. That was your thing, right?
Yeah, you can and should do certain things, and you shouldn't do certain things in life. Now you can go.
Jeez.
You still don't remember.
Who are you packaging to get Deshaun Watson for the Steelers?
Who am I packaging? From the Steelers or?
With picks. I mean, look, we're saying, hey, should the Pittsburgh Steelers make a move for Deshaun Watson? I'm asking you, for a team that had barely no running game, their defense is great. You have Juju Smith, you have Bud Dupree, free agents. You're trying to remove the cap situation a little bit with Ben in order to re-sign these assets. What moves can you make? I mean, your quarterback position is kind of set for next year. I understand long-term thinking, but I don't know how you make that move.
I would probably. Here's what I would do. I'd offer. You're asking me who I would offer up. I'd probably offer my one. My future one, and maybe TJ Watt.
Wow.
That's what I would probably do. You can go be with your brother. It's probably what I would do. Or I would hold that back in my pocket, though, right? I'm going to hold that one, but I already know you're going to ask for it.
I just feel like that.
So I got to be willing to give it to you if I want a once-in-a-lifetime generational quarterback who's a family guy. If I want that guy, I'm going to hold it right in my pocket, and then I got it, that last little carry. So I'll give you my one in another one, but you're going to say your one is low, so then I have to be able to give you some incentives. But I want to play. I want to get in the deal. Let's tango. I want to get in the deal.
Gotcha. That whole conversation was about Ben Roethlisberger and Deshaun, and then at the end it turned into a Trevor Lawrence discussion. Who would have known? Mike Greenberg's new show, Greeny, immediately follows us. Today on Greeny, Steve Mariucci, Emmanuel Sanders, and who I think is one of the best young players in the NFL, Darius Leonard, Keyshawn J. Will Zubin, right into Greeny on ESPN Radio. Straight talk, wireless, no contract, no compromise. On the way, all the experts say if Deshaun's going to be dealt, he'll likely be dealt at the worst-case scenario by April. But we'll do it in the next 10 minutes. When we return, the jury decides where Watson lands. We'll explain after I have this from our latest 30 for 30. It's Al Davis versus the NFL, looking back on the long-running feud between the late Raiders owner and the NFL commissioner, Pete Rozelle, one of the most important figures in league history. Both really were.